This week I chat with Dominique Baker, a style domination, the go-to blog for fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. Through her Drop Dead Gorgeous YouTube channel and social media platform, she inspires her followers to live life in a beautiful lane. So come on and follow me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and a huge welcome to all of the new people following along here. I am so grateful to have all of you guys watching today.
Hi Dominique from Style Domination.
Hi.
Welcome to Follow Me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, I've been following you for quite a while because you're a sister on the gram and also on YouTube. How did you get started your blog?
Well, my husband travels a lot for work, and he thought that it would be a great idea for me to start a blog. He knew I was going to a ton of events in the city anyways, and he knew that I loved fashion and beauty and thought that people would like to read about that sort of thing. So, you know, I took his advice and I started my blog, and the rest is history.
Yes, and it exploded.
Yeah.
And you dominate Instagram. I have to say, one of my favorite bloggers on Instagram from Ottawa, from the city, is you.
Thank you.
Because not only you're a sister, but you really talk about the real stuff.
I tried.
You do try. You talk about, like, you're testing all out those products and foundation. Do you find that we've evolved in foundation for Black women?
Oh, most definitely. When I got started, companies would send me stuff. It was like they wouldn't even look at my Instagram. They didn't even know I was a Black girl. And they would send me, you know, makeup. Foundation and powders were the worst. They just weren't the right color whatsoever. And I started my blog 4 years ago, and I've already seen a huge growth in companies catering to Black women just in 4 years. I mean, bless Rihanna's heart. Thank God for her, because Fenty Beauty is a game changer.
How do you find that Rihanna changed the game for everybody else?
Because she finally, like, someone finally offered a range of face makeup for every color. You know, you can walk into Sephora and choose from 40 of her different foundations, and that was unheard of before. These huge makeup companies they had a spectrum of colors, but you know, they'd have 30 shades of beige, and then like one brown and one really, really dark brown, and you'd have to buy both and mix them together to achieve the color you needed. So it's nice to actually walk into a store and buy the exact color you need instead of buying 2 bottles to mix together.
So you've seen the range and beauty, and you also tackle fashion, and you do it beautifully.
Thank you.
On Instagram. First of all, I want to know, where do you find all that money to buy the clothes, or do you get them for free?
It's funny, when I started, I would say about a year after I started my blog, I started getting clothes for free from brands, but they were fast fashion retailers, which is fine. I shop at Zara and H&M and all of these places, and I really take care of my clothes so they last really long. But some of the brands that were partnering with me in the beginning, the stuff was garbage. You'd wash it and it would disintegrate.
Do you feel obligated to do a post about it?
I did back then. Okay. Now I don't.
Okay, good.
I'm grateful and blessed to be in a position to pick and choose who I want to work with. But I don't get too many free clothes anymore. I work in the federal service, so I do have a steady income, so I'll use that. I have a shopping addiction too, like I have a problem. But I get a ton of beauty products, and while I don't get as many clothes as I used to, I still get a lot, especially from local boutiques that I partner with.
Okay, such as?
I've worked with Viens Avec Moi boutique, Femme Boutique. I love it. Yeah. I've worked with Shop Tallow, or Tallow Boutique in Wellington West, or Wittenberg, sorry. Geez, Twiss and Weber, all the little
local boutiques in town. And do you find like, you know, Ottawa is known as, you know, a federal
Yes,
public
a little
servant,
conservative.
conservative, and you really bring that style to fashion with other bloggers. Do you find Ottawa's changing the game since 2017 when we celebrated our 150th anniversary?
Yes, but still, it's still slow. You know, I feel that I am guilty of always falling back on my old favorites, which are big corporations like Nordstrom, the Bay, or whatever. And as much as I love them, and I'm grateful that they're finally here in the city, we do have some great independent boutiques here, but a lot of people just still run to the mall. They don't necessarily take the time. You know, I feel that Ottawa has this huge, thriving bedroom community. So you've got Barhaven and Canada and Orleans, and nobody really takes the time to come downtown. Not nobody, but not as many people as possible shop downtown in the independent boutiques.
Yeah.
They always go to the mall. So
what do you think we could do to improve that? A role like yours, like being a blogger, do you think you really bring people, like pulling them to get out of the suburbs?
Sorry,
and
get more awareness, more Ottawa-based events, giving people a reason to get dressed up, because Ottawans are very aware that if they want to go out to a big event like the Governor General's Awards or something at the National Art Gallery or National Art Center, they're hyper aware that, oh, if I go to this big store, 4 other women are going to be wearing this same dress.
Yes.
So they are aware that there are these independent boutiques out there that offer these beautiful gems. But I think Ottawa needs a few more events to give people a reason to dress up and a reason to go out shopping and a reason to explore a bit more outside of the mall.
Mm-hmm. You did mention a big event in Ottawa, the Governor General event, and you look stunning.
Thank you. I have to say I loved that dress. I loved that
How
dress.
did you prepare for the event like that? Because as you mentioned, we don't have a lot of events like that in Ottawa. And I remember I was not in town, but I was like, oh my God. And I'm sure many
Best one
other.
yet. I'm sorry that you missed it.
It's all good. It's all good.
So I partner with Shepherd's Fashions, and that's out at Train Yards. It's a woman-owned boutique. It's beautiful. The service is second to none.
Wow.
They wait on you hand and foot from the moment you enter the door. And they were always known for a great selection of formal gowns for proms, weddings, you name it. And they were the first person I called. Marlene Shepard, the owner. She was the first person I called when I was invited. And she offered up this beautiful black mermaid dress with a little train and the white frill. Stunning. Stunning. I loved it.
And you were not alone. You were with your BBFF also that came in this show, Katrina Turnbull. That's right. a great TV host and also blogger.
Yes.
You guys do a lot of things on social media, online and offline together.
Yes.
How do you find having another friend in that bubble that is social media to work with?
Katrina has been a fantastic friend. I met her blogging, actually. I didn't know her beforehand. And she was possibly the first blogger that I met who was comfortable exchanging contacts and raising up other women. A lot of bloggers they have this mindset, I worked really hard to get here and nobody else is, I'm not helping anybody else because nobody helped me and blah, blah, blah. And that's the competition is fierce, and it's even more fierce in Toronto. I'm in Toronto a lot and I see it firsthand. But Katrina was just very open, and she's all about supporting other women. We're both Sagittarians too. I know that's crazy bringing in the zodiac, but we're so alike. It's hilarious. Like, Katrina's a bit extra. I like being extra myself, and she's funny. She's great.
Yes,
and she's a great soundboard for ideas.
Yes. And I could tell that you guys have completed each other because you're raising the game on each other's platform a lot. So it's quite interesting to see that. Also, I wanted to tap into your YouTube. Okay. I love your YouTube channel. I have to say, I follow you on Instagram, but I love your YouTube channel, and we could find everything about beauty and also fashion. But what I really like is you talk about black hair.
Yes.
Like, and we don't talk enough. And I think it's a subject that we talk, like everybody's going, talking about natural hair and everything. And rarely you'll talk about relaxed hair, because right now the movement is towards natural hair. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I find you're one of the few, and also in Ottawa, I think you're probably the only one that talks about relaxed hair. So, and you have very long, real, relaxed hair, and you did a whole series about that. How did you find the idea to talk about that?
That's funny. It wasn't planned. I had started my YouTube channel maybe about a year after I started blogging, and I was reviewing products and talking about stuff I got at the Sephora sale, or, you know, whatever I bought during a shopping outing, and those videos weren't getting much traction. I mean, if you think about it, YouTube is saturated with people like me talking about shopping and whatever. And I thought to myself, I did one video. It was like a shopping haul, and a few people in the comments had mentioned, I love your hair. Can you do a tutorial on your hair? How do you get your hair to look like that? So the next video I filmed, and I just did a short intro about, you know, my hair is real, but it's relaxed, and I'm like the only person I know who still relaxes my hair. And relaxed hair is hard. This is what you need to do to keep it on your head and to keep it growing. That went bonkers. I couldn't believe it. Every time I checked my phone, there was like 1,000 more views, and I was like, oh, I'm onto something. And then I got hundreds of comments on that video, and so I thought, okay, I'll start doing more of these.
And you did a whole series.
Yeah. I started a playlist of all of the hair tutorials, and it's funny. YouTube I was really scared of, because the comment section can be a cesspool. And I've had my share of haters on YouTube. That's what really kept me from starting my YouTube channel. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna suck it up and do it. And then people just started asking for more hair videos, and I would get a lot of comments like, girl, who still relaxes their hair? Or I still have a lot of people who don't think my hair is real. I am going to film a video where I'm just like going through my hair and showing my roots that it is my actual hair. But yeah, just started from there.
As a blogger and also a YouTube personality, do you find it's important to share all the details of your life? Like you wanna shut down the haters and also people that are skeptical.
Yeah.
It's not your real hair. Do you find that you're supposed to? Because it could be very draining to always respond to those negative comments.
Yeah, thankfully, I don't get too many negative comments, and when I do, my YouTube community takes care of the hater right there. It's really funny, and I'm so grateful, because I guess I am a bit of a sensitive person, and this is ridiculous because I feel like my life is very out there on social media, but I am guarded. I am sensitive. I didn't think I was as sensitive. Yeah. I remember this. I used to get a lot of comments about my teeth, my big fake teeth. And
I got big teeth.
Yeah. Big teeth unite. I remember waking up one morning on a Sunday, and I checked my phone, and somebody left me a really nasty comment about my teeth, and it ruined my day. And my husband's just like, you gotta stop. You know, who cares what some person hiding behind their computer says about you? And then I went into detail I in some video about my teeth, because like I went through braces. Yeah, I did. Because I was getting a lot of comments about it. So I just went on about my teeth and how I had braces for years and all of this, and broke a tooth and all of this. And yeah, I try to be real with my followers, because it just really fosters that community even more. And when they realize that you actually are a real person, they treat you more like a real person instead of some talking head, you know, who's not frankly real to them. Yeah, and then I try to keep some things private. Like my husband refuses to be filmed or photographed, and I've been through a lot over the past 2 years. I haven't really delved into that too much, but...
And one of the things that you've talked about on social media that's quite private is the fact that your father had some kidney issues, something that I share with your father. And I thought it was interesting. It wasn't about the disease, it was about your fate. And as in social media, people don't talk about fate that much, not bloggers. And I found that was very courageous of you.
Thanks.
What triggered that other than your father? this condition to post about social media? You could have kept it to yourself.
Yes, I was going to keep it to myself. I was actually forced into it.
How come?
A person at the Ottawa hospital, I can't remember exactly how it came about, but they saw me at the hospital, or it wasn't a privacy issue or something, but it just got out that my father was at the hospital having a kidney transplant. And one of their social media team, a person on their social media team, approached me. They were doing this campaign and enlisting ambassadors for the Ottawa hospital, and they asked me if I'd want to be a part of that. And I was like, yeah. I asked my dad if he'd be okay, you know, being captured online for this, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I guess. And just kind of went from there. And then I talked about it a little bit on Instagram and talked about it on YouTube for sure, and people it really resonated with people.
Yes, it sure did.
It really did.
Are you going to do more videos about your fate and about how, you know, it's part of you, but we didn't see that prior to your father's condition?
I'm not sure.
Why
I really
is that?
don't know.
Do you find it too private?
Maybe not. Like, maybe more depressing than private, because that would force me to frankly face my own reality, my own destiny. My father has polycystic, or I guess had polycystic kidney disease. 50% of his offspring will have it, and I've been tested, my sisters have been tested, and nobody has it yet. It shows up when you're 30, and frankly, I haven't gone back to be tested, and I'm scared to. So that would force me to face my reality.
Your reality, but we totally understand. There's things I choose not to share, and I find that you're courageous just talking about it with us, and we wish you not to have it.
Yeah, thank you.
But you're strong enough. If it does happen, you have a whole community following.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get into really good stuff.
Okay.
One thing is that you partner up with huge brands like L'Oreal. I was like, girl, this
Me
girl
too.
got
I
it
almost
going on.
fell off my chair when they contacted me.
How did you get that partnership?
Actually, from Toronto, Shanae Ingleton Smith.
Oh, wow.
I love that girl. And she is all about propping up other Black women in the community on social media. Shanae was featured in Forbes magazine because she's just killing it. Yeah. And she has started a group called The Glow Up, and it's a Facebook group for Black female bloggers. And she had reached out to me because L'Oreal Paris was looking to film an online video on eyebrows, and she encouraged me, or she put me forth for it, and I got it along with a couple other people, and yeah, I owe her big time. L'Oreal seemed to really like my work, and they enlisted me for 2-3 other campaigns. It's been fantastic.
Thank you,
Shanae.
we were a lot of people jealous, but we were happy for you. Another thing that I really like, whenever your partnership with Lincoln Motors Canada, you had an awesome picture coming out of a plane.
Yes.
Did they pay for the plane?
Their private jet.
Wow.
It was insane.
Tell me all about that day.
So it's funny. One of the things that really worked for me with blogging is obviously networking. You know, you can kill it, you can produce great content, but if the right people aren't seeing it, if you are not forcing it onto the right people, you may get lost. So I went to this fantastic event called Connect Ot here in Ottawa. It was, oh, and they stopped doing it. I wish that they'd bring it back.
That's true, we were there together.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And I sat at a table, they had all these round tables in a ballroom at the Chateau Laurier, and I sat next to a PR rep for the PR company that was representing Ford Canada, and I showed him my blog and my Instagram, and he really liked it. And then I got an email within a week asking if I'd like to review a Ford SUV. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. They gave it to me for a week, and I drove it to Fashion Art Toronto with Katie Hession of Yow City Style. Yes. And they really loved the content I produced. And a few months went by, like I was still reviewing cars for them. And they'd asked if I would like to review Lincolns also. And I'm like, yes, bring it on, whatever. I'm a bit of a gearhead, and I love cars. And, you know, Ford cars were fun, and the Lincolns were luxurious.
Yes, they are.
Oh, so nice. And I've been working with them for 3 years now, and I think in last September they asked me if I'd like to go on a press trip to Tofino, BC. I was like, oh gosh.
And that was when you captured this amazing picture.
Yeah, so they flew us out to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver we took this jet to Nanaimo, and at the Nanaimo airport they had this whole setup, all these beautiful Lincolns set up around the airport and the airplane hangar and their jet, and they just set the influencers loose, you know, on the airport.
So you were not the only one?
No, I was one of 10. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still.
And I was looking around at the tarmac and all of these influencers, and I was the runt of the litter. There were some huge influencers there, and I had a bit of a moment. I was like, oh my God.
You're huge. You're huge.
Thank you.
You have thousands of people following you.
Thank you.
Across your platform.
You know what I mean, though? Like, I was there with an auto reviewer for Auto Trader Canada and all these luxury magazines. And then, you know, some of the influencers there had hundreds of thousands of followers, you know, people on YouTube with 1 million followers. It was fantastic. And they saw something in me to bring me there. And
definitely.
Yeah.
So what's next with all those partnerships and all those videos that you're doing on YouTube? What's next for you?
So
style domination.
I was drowning a bit, so I enlisted the help of an intern, and that was a game changer. And again, when I got an intern, I had a moment. I was like, wow, I'm actually doing this. And I love it. I have a love-hate relationship with Instagram. I was trucking along so well and growing my community so well, and then Facebook bought it, and their crazy algorithms. It was becoming hard to grow. So I'm just going to focus more.
So what was the impact of that change for you?
Oh gosh, there was a year where I was just sort of stagnant, and I felt better because it wasn't just me. So I learned a lot from that, and I was frankly sick of, I went through a moment where I wouldn't post something unless it was perfect, and then in order for it to be perfect, you have to be a slave to the weather, and you have to go out and get clothes that you think are cool and find the great locations. And Ottawa's a bit small, you know, all influencers have shot at all of the same locations, and keeping things fresh was difficult. So what I learned is I'm just going to start, I think you'll see a shift in my Instagram. I'm going to start posting more real content, content that's more
authentic,
more authentic, more on the fly. You know, I want to show people that I am here sitting with another sister being interviewed, and you know, she saw something on me, in me, to bring me on the show, and I want people to see more of that. That I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm not this like uber polished person.
Dominique, you know, I like your page.
Thank you.
Your page is bomb.
Thank you.
But who do you follow? Where do you get your inspiration from on Instagram?
Yeah, there's a few that I follow here. So one is Coco Beauty.
Yes.
Hannah Desai of Coco Beauty. So she's an Indian girl living in England, and I just love her simple, classic style. That's very me. I'm not outlandish with style, and it's all neutral colors. Some people may look at this and be like, but the stuff she wears, you can wear forever.
That is so true.
I gravitate towards that.
And who else?
Oh, geez.
Hill. There's somebody, Emma Hill.
Emma Hill, but I love Toronto Shea. You know, here.
Yes, we want to see Toronto Shea.
Yes. Oops, I can't spell. Toronto Shea. So that's Shanae Ingleton Smith.
What makes her so special?
So she's a Torontonian. She's a young black mom. Her style is on point.
Amazing.
And I love that she's so funny. She's like, I only wear red lipstick. And I think that's such a beautiful and sharp, and it's like a part of her trademark, her signature style of red lips. And the way she puts outfits together is, I just love it. I wish I was that cool.
You are that cool.
Oh, I don't know.
Diversity is important for both of us.
Yeah.
And you bring that to the table.
Yeah.
And I find Emma Hill has a lot of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know her personally? Do you
actually? Shanae?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. We're friends, and we're like Instagram friends. And when I go to Toronto and go to events, sometimes she's there. So, you know, we'll catch up and whatever.
That's awesome. So you built relationship with people that has the same passion as you.
I do, and I mean, you get gut instinct from some people, and I always try to follow that, and she always gave me good vibes, so.
Awesome, awesome. Now, we know that, you know, being a blogger, YouTuber, you need a lot of application on your social media, on your cell phone.
Yes.
Which one that is, you know, indispensable for you?
Oh gosh, I use a lot of editing apps on my phone.
Such as?
I use Lightroom is key.
Yeah.
I love Tessa.
What is Tessa?
So it's Tezza. So
Okay.
she's a monster blogger, like just a huge following. And she was a photographer by trade and a model. So she developed a set of presets, or her photographer husband or boyfriend did. And these are the best presets and filters I've seen for photos thus far. Fantastic.
I don't know what preset means.
Okay,
'Cause
so
I'm not a blogger or YouTuber.
when you go into Lightroom,
Okay.
it's like everybody edits their own special way, and you can save those edits and make a preset so that you can apply those same edits to every photo the exact same way each time.
So like a brand that gives a feel, a look and feel.
A look and feel to each photo.
Got
So Mary Lou Moles, for instance, her Instagram, that's a preset she uses for each photo.
Yes, it's kind of brownish, pinkish.
With pink and red hints.
Yes.
So that's a preset. So Tessa made a set for people to buy. I think they're free, and then you can upgrade or whatever, and they're my favorite. I also use Unum, UNUM, and it's a grid, so you can move around your Instagram pictures and see, and so that your Instagram flows well.
I have that one and I love it.
I love it. And it shows you what your best hashtags are, best times for posting, so on and so forth. It's indispensable for me.
Well, those are great tips.
Thank you.
So we're going to continue following you.
Thank you.
On all your social media platforms. Thank you for coming by.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.